much of our culture is built around the preparation for pregnancy and the preparation for birth, from the baby showers to the baby registries to the stroller that you get to the car seat to the carrier that you get to all that stuff. Like, it's really exciting, especially when it's your first kid and you're getting all this stuff for the first time, right? But can we talk about what happens after your baby's born? There's a lot of stuff that nobody warns about, and it makes you wonder, why didn't anyone tell me, right? Mom's body changes in a significant way. There's a lot of stress during the birthing process. Your hormones as a mom are crashing. You're not sleeping as parents. Your body feels really foreign to you, right? Because so much changes happen, and emotionally, you're overwhelmed, and just so you know, you're not alone. And it's overwhelming when it's your first. It's overwhelming when it's your second, third, fourth, fifth, wherever you're at in your children journey. 10 to 20% of moms, depending on the study that you look at, actually report having anxiety or depression postpartum. And that's just the moms that actually report that they are experiencing those things. But here's the thing, the postpartum period isn't just 6 weeks, right? It can last up to a full year. So it can last for a really long time. In many ways, you're postpartum for the rest of your life after you have just one baby, right? Because those kids aren't going away entirely, right? So research actually shows that during a vaginal delivery, a baby's head can experience up to 500 millimeters of mercury pressure on the neck and the head. Way more than what most of us think about, right? Where we picture a natural birth. Meanwhile, moms are going through one of the most dramatic hormonal dropping periods of their life in human biology. Within 24 hours of giving birth, estrogen and progesterone, they actually tank, while prolactin spikes, which is a good thing, right? Because then your milk supply can come in. But that hormonal cliff that happens, it can actually completely dysregulate your nervous system and affect things like recovery and emotions, and even though you've got a lot of letdown of that prolactin, even your milk supply too. One thing to note is that birth isn't just a physical event, it's a very neurological event as well too. For many moms, the spine and the pelvis experience massive stress physically, but also neurologically, especially in the transitional neurospinal regions. That's why postpartum issues like back pain and pelvic instability and brain fog are often linked to subluxations and key areas of the nervous system. So for babies, we're talking about this upper neck region and cranial stress, right? Where the vagus nerve and other key cranial nerves live. And yes, birth interventions, even when necessary, they can cause stress to these areas, and neurological stress in these areas, but other places too. So when these stress areas that in chiropractic we call subluxation go unaddressed, the nervous system can't regulate properly. And so mom ends up in a sympathetic dominant state, fight or flight state, and even if you're exhausted, that means that you can't relax, and you'll feel anxious and you'll feel sensitive and overwhelmed and disconnected from your body. When this happens, then things like your milk supply will struggle and there'll be delayed healing for you, right? Because there's a lot of change that happens there. And these are all signs that your nervous system is dysregulated and it's struggling and it's stuck in survival mode as opposed to a rest, digest, and heal mode. So let's talk real quick about one of our favorite parts of this journey. It's something called co-regulation. We mentioned it the other day, but your baby doesn't come into this world a fully developed nervous system, right? They borrow from yours first, especially as the mom. They borrow a little bit from dad, but especially from the mom. And that's why when you're dysregulated, your baby will cry more and struggle to nurse, or they wake up too easily or too often. But when you're calm and your nervous system is relaxed and in balance, then your baby settles more easily and they grow more confidently. This isn't just like woo information, this is real. It's neurodevelopmental biology. So how do we help? Here at Renegade Chiropractic, we love caring for postpartum moms and their babies. It's one of my favorite things that I get to do, and it all starts with taking scans of the nervous system. We call them neurological insight scans, so we can see exactly how your nervous system is functioning and where it's struggling. For moms, our adjustments restore the pelvic balance and the spinal balance system, and then that helps to calm the stress response and support things like milk production and improve sleep, and that brings your body back to a healing state. For babies, we relieve that birth-related tension, and that supports things like digestion and latch and helps regulate their developing nervous system in a huge way. The care that we use for both mom and babies is very gentle, it's very specific, and it's backed by science so that your body doesn't go into overwhelm even more, but it's able to take those adjustments and do more of the right stuff within your nervous system. Just know this, you don't have to live your life with postpartum chaos and hope that it just gets better, right? That's not a way to live. That's survival mode. You deserve to heal, and to heal well, and to thrive. So you want to be able to bond deeply with your baby and feel like you're yourself again. Let's move beyond the 6-week checkup, right? That's a good thing to do, but there's a whole lot more that you can do for yourself and your nervous system to truly support your postpartum recovery. Message us postpartum, shoot us a direct message, and let's get you scheduled so that we can get your nervous system scanned so that your journey can go from just surviving to thriving.